Good morning, everybody. Craig DeLeo here, and I am going to go back on my USCIS immigration horse again. And if if you don't follow all this immigration stuff and all these immigrants being rounded up, I will tell you that one of the biggest problems with immigration right now is the immigration system. And some of these people that we don't hear all the details with these people is the fact of, because we hear about all these people being rounded up, and I can't believe I'm actually going to take a position where I'm in any way, shape, or form defending ICE and USCIS. It's not that, but I am kind of half defending them, because the problem is this system is broken. And I will tell you, as the spouse of a green card holder, I cannot express to you how much time and energy me and my wife have spent trying to make sure her documentation is absolutely squared away. Just because someone has a driver's license does not mean they're here in a fully vetted, fully legal status. Georgia is one of the better states about that, but trust me, we could have gone to Florida or South Carolina, states that are right next door to us, and we could have got her a driver's license. We chose to try to do it properly, and her driver's license is completely legit. It's not hard. We actually joked for the longest time that she actually had a military ID before she had a Georgia driver's license, because guess what? The steps to get her a military ID were infinitely easier to get her a Georgia driver's license. It was harder to get her a Georgia driver's license than it was to get her a dependent ID. So when I'm going to use a case of there's an Army sergeant out there whose wife was arrested and deported. The problem is I question, was all of her paperwork in order? Because guess what? We have spent quite a bit of money trying to make sure all of her paperwork, my wife's paperwork, was in order to make sure that she is here in a perfectly legal status. And the problem is even then there were times where she was in a mild limbo status where I'm like, what's going on here? Why is she in this status? Why are we waiting when we shouldn't be? The problem, and I go back to the problem is the system is broken, and this is the problem. The government isn't spending the money to properly fix these programs before we're trying to deport people. There's my problem, is the fact that we're not fixing the programs before we're punishing these people for it. These programs are expensive. If you look in the big, beautiful bill, they're raising the cost yet again for people who are trying to immigrate to this country. If you think it's cheap to come to America, I'm going to tell you, it's not. It's actually very, very expensive. And this is a problem. I'm all for people coming to America, but the problem is it's not cheap. There's a lot of expense here. And if you don't know, I suggest you go look, because every 2 years, your first green card, it's only good for 2 years, and you have to renew that sucker. That sucker is $3,000, and that's if you fill out the paperwork yourself. I was a former federal legal clerk. Guess what? I looked at that paperwork and I said, I'm not touching that. I'm going to have someone who actually knows USCIS's paperwork do that. We paid for that because I didn't feel safe doing it, because I didn't want to screw it up. And guess what? You screw it up, you put yourself in that limbo status again. I know lawyers from other countries who have screwed up that paperwork. So know that the USCIS system is infinitely complex, and this only adds to the problem. This is why we have so many people who are being deported, is because they made a minor mistake and they got put in a limbo status. And guess what? When you're in those limbo statuses, you're in risk of being deported, and you're at risk of being removed or being arrested. And this is exactly what some of these people are. I don't know 100% because I can't pull open every single one of their files, but this is the reality. And the problem is the villain is government, because they're not fixing the program and fixing these systems before we're trying to punish the people for it. And I hope you see the fact of the ICE agents are doing what they're told. And again, it's not the justification, but the problem is this is the game, is the fact of we need to get on government. And this is why no kings and all these ICE protests being peaceful. Please keep pushing, because we're pushing that 3%, that 3.5% boundary for effective change. So please push harder. I want to see this. Please, when I run next year, please vote for me in Georgia. I want to see these programs change. This is my passion. The VA, USCIS, fixing these programs so people can come to this country is exactly what I'm for. I'm for fixing these programs. And this is why people like me who are impassioned in trying to fix these programs and fixing government programs so they work again is exactly where I'm at. I'm not for adding, for going back and repairing and streamlining these systems so they're effective again. So again, if you have questions, please reach out. I'll gladly answer questions and try to explain things as best I can. And again, I love all you all. I love all my shipmates, and have a great day.